Welcome back to Booze and Rocks. My name is David Edwards, and today we're going to use these to make grog. But first, this. Alright, so let's get into some history. Now, the word grog originally referred to a drink made with water and rum. Now, this was introduced to the British Navy by Vice Admiral Edward Vernon on August 21st, 1740, and I had a very hard time getting through just his name. Now, he used to wear a coat of grogram cloth, and because of this, his nickname was Old Grog, and this later transferred to the drink. Now, sailors require significant quantities of fresh water on extended voyages, and fresh water, which of course is stored on board in wood barrels, will become stagnant and begin to grow algae within 3 to 4 weeks. So to make the water more drinkable, beer or wine was added to sweeten it up. But that had to be carried in wooden barrels as well, and that also became subject to spoilage over that same time. Now let's back ourselves up to 1655 in the conquest of Jamaica. The British descended upon the island, and like the colonials of the time that they were, they basically stole it from the locals. Now after they set up shop, they began to distill booze, and of course that was rum. Now after this, rum began to become the drink of choice. Now it was given to sailors in a half pint measure or 2 gills, and that works out to about 9 ounces or 284 mils. That's a lot of rum. So in 1740, Vernon comes along and says, give it to him in a 1:4 ratio of rum to water. And that's 1 ounce of rum, 4 ounces of water. And this became regulation in 1756. And that, of course, lasted until January 28th of 1970, aka Black Top Day. How bad did serving in the British Navy have to be if you had to have rum every day? So the addition of rum, limes, or sugar had nothing to do with spoilage or scurvy. And this is considered a misreading of Vernon's order, in which instructed his captains to dilute the daily allowance of rum with water. And he says that those members of the crew, which are good husbandmen, may from the saving of their salt provisions and bread purchase sugar and limes to make it more palatable to them. So this is where we learn that it all came down to taste and whether a sailor could hold on enough to his hard-earned cash to buy the extras. Okay, so let's get into making some grog. But before you do that, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification. That way you get notified every time we place a new video. So the first thing, of course, we need is my shaking glass, right? The next thing we need, of course, is 4 ounces of water. And 4 ounces works out to 120 milliliters. Next, we need 2 cubes of sugar. And now what I'm using is a raw sugar cube just specifically for these. Okay. The next thing, of course, I need is some lime juice. Lime juice. Now the next thing, of course, we need is, what did I say? Confusion. We need 1 ounce or 30 mils of lime juice. And this, of course, for all of you who think it all has to do with scurvy. And now we know better, it's all about taste. Of course, the next thing and last thing, of course, that we need is a dark rum. Now, I'm going to use some Gosling's dark rum. This is a Bermuda rum, not a Jamaican rum, because I don't have one. And British Navy rum at the time was 55.5% alcohol, which is 96%. Okay, this is unfortunately a 40%, so what we're going to do is we're going to add 1 ounce. In this case, I'm going to go to 1.5 ounces just to make it a little bit closer. And 1.5 ounces is 45 mils. So now what we're going to do is we're going to shake this. We need a little bit of ice. And of course, you want to shake it for a good 10 to 15 seconds. Oh, look at this. Smells good, smells wonderful. I can already smell that little bit of a rum funk. But we're going to serve this in a rocks glass. Now, I've seen it served with crushed ice and pebbled ice. But you know what? I'm a big stickler for a nice big old piece of ice that just look pretty. Okay. So here we go. Look at this. And we're going to strain this using my Hawthorne strainer, of course. And while that has a moment to settle up and look awesome, what we're going to add is our lime ration, our citrus ration. So we're going to garnish this with a piece of lime. And you know what? I don't feel like putting a wedge in there. I'm going to put a nice good thick slice. Jam it in like so. And look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Nice beautiful dark color from your rum. It smells good, of course. I get a little bit of the citrus. You don't notice the sugar as much. Let's take a look at this. Old grog, you guys got it right. That's good. Oh yeah. Nice. It's simple. It's actually very, very balanced. If you want a bit more citrus to it, you can. You don't need to. You can add a little bit more sugar. Tell me if you think I should use a different rum. Tell me if you think I should mix it differently. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the ingredients and the method of how to make this down in the description down below. But if this is your first time to our channel, please hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell notification. That way, every time we put up a new video, you get notified. And if you don't like rum, or history, or awesome drinks, hit the thumbs down button twice. And we'll see you next time. The word grog originally referred to a drink made with water and rum. Now, this was introduced to the British Navy by Vice Admiral